In this episode, we're talking about the goddess Freya. Not only are we discussing what she represents and her stories, but we are also taking a look at what does goddess energy look like when you de-center patriarchy.
Let's talk about what intuition really is.
Let's look at all the places intuition and ego show up in your life.
Let's share honestly.
Let's do the research.
I'm Jamie Hayhurst.
I'm Heather Wood.
This is the Intuitive Girl's Guide.
This episode will play uninterrupted after a brief message from our sponsors. You know what goes great with podcast listening?
A great cup of coffee from a great coffee shop. Restoration Coffee. Can we go?
Ooh, yeah, check them out and visit restoration-coffee.com. Hey, Jay.
Hey.
So we're going to talk about a goddess this week.
We are.
And if you came here and you were like, ooh, goddess, this is going to be soft and ethereal and woo-woo, and you might want to just like click off now.
Yeah, probably.
But please don't actually, because I think we need to correct this strange...
Yeah.
I mean, I know why, and we'll talk about it, but this like strange thing we've done to goddesses and just kind of female figures in general. We need to make some changes and to correct that.
Right.
So we're going to talk about the goddess Freya.
Yep.
And we are going to do our best to address the whole divine feminine goddess thing. And also tell you about this incredible goddess and its energy so that you can do the woo-woo thing of tapping into it.
Right.
But to remind you that tapping into the energy of you have to like separate, you really have to decenter patriarchy to do this.
True.
And part of that is the idea of religion. I know that's hard for people. I understand. We were both raised in religion. We get it. All right. But the thing is, like, if you are thinking of it as like God, like the Sky Daddy God of Christianity, and you're thinking like, I need to tap into that, like it's going to float down to you and like bestow or bless you with something, that isn't going to help you align with it.
True.
Because it's much more about the energy of something that you're calling into yourself. Like you're bringing something into your own being.
Correct.
It kind of reminds me of, when you watch a movie or read a book and there's something about a character, it's usually a woman for us, that like it inspires something in you.
Yes.
Right. I mean, I think that ever since reading like the Fourth Wing series, I just want to dress like I'm just got off a dragon all the time.
Yes.
Like people are like, how do women really want to dress? Like that for me.
Right.
I want to look like I just hopped off my dragon.
Correct. Yes.
And that's from reading that book and connecting to, I think that's a deeper thing for women, honestly, the whole dragon connection.
Agreed.
But you know what I'm saying? Like that same thing, if you watch a movie or read a book and you feel sort of like inspired by a character or you relate to a character, that is the same sort of energy that we're talking about with goddesses.
Yeah, it's like archetypal. It's like what's the archetype of this goddess or god or whatever. It's not this like higher power.
Yes, and it's like you have to remember that our pagan ancestors were telling stories. They weren't watching movies.
Correct.
They weren't reading books. That was just for like a select few.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who could even read and write, right? So like
exactly.
They were telling stories and they were using these, like you're saying, archetype characters to teach lessons and to pass on information.
Exactly.
Okay. So I think we have to start. And I was like, how are we going to either talk about this or avoid talking about this? And it's the Epstein files. Like at the time of recording this, they have just recently come out.
Not even fully. Like they're just sort of being like piecemealed to us, but Europe has started to release them fully. So they're going to get to us soon.
France and Germany have released.
They're going to keep on coming out. Yeah. But
and they're going to keep doing it in a way where
we were desensitized to it.
Yeah, and everything's buried within too much fluff, and it's
they just want. It's just like it's a training. It's like waterboarding us with sensitive information to see how much we can take before we snap.
or we look away, or exactly.
or we numb out and like just start accepting it, which is what they're hoping, that we'll just accept it.
Exactly right.
So
it doesn't seem to be what's happening to me, but whatever. I don't want to do a whole episode on Epstein, though we did have a request for that, and we did. I respect that. I do want to say I haven't listened to it yet, but I know Glennon Doyle's podcast just put one out on like all the info on the Epstein files. So I would think that
I don't think you can.
Resource.
I mean, yeah, check it out. But like, I honestly don't think, unless it's just like an overview, I don't really think you can talk about Epstein fully, because I don't think we have all of the information. I don't think anyone has it. I think even just seeing now, like how just little bits and pieces that we're getting about how like mall culture and like the clothing industry was influenced by music and all of these things were influenced by Epstein. That like, it's not just about, I mean, it'd be bad enough if it was just about like human trafficking, but it's really about like how our culture, right, was taught to accept pedophilia.
Absolutely.
Like,
and I think
patriarchy and through
the conversation people are looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to say it's less about the names. I don't mean it that way, but I think the names are important and we need to call attention to that and hold people accountable. Yeah. But I think it's as a concept culturally.
I think that's the conversation we want to have. I think a lot of people just want to like name names and like go through that. But I think both are important. But I think if you're not willing to go through like the effects it's had on our society culturally, then like it doesn't matter what the names are, because nothing will change.
That's a much better way to say it than how I was going to say it.
Like you have to do all the layers of it.
Yes.
Which is hard.
It's like we talk about, it's like the head of the monster and like a new one grows. Like,
right.
You can't just be like, oh, just punish those people. Right. And like, let's not look as a society at what is going on and why we allowed this. Correct. Because that's the real meat and potatoes of this conversation. If you're actually going to make change and just not have it come up again in a different form. Right. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, we all want, I think I speak for everyone here listening. I think we all want Trump dead, right? Yeah. And that would be cool. And that'll be a great day. You know, all the whole, like, you know, the whole virality of like, you know, the big, beautiful obituary, like that will be a great day, but
but it won't solve the problem.
It doesn't fix the system.
Exactly.
You know, it's just one head of the Hydra, as we say.
I mean, I really
Speaking of myths.
Yeah, right. Great analogy, Jay. I really like the point of views, and I'm not sure if this is on your like TikTok as much as it is mine, of people being like, we need to look at what's been going on and see Trump as like a result of it.
Correct.
Instead of like
the boss of it.
The head of it.
Exactly. Yes. No, he is the manifestation. He's the symptom of patriarchy.
And of us allowing it for so long.
Yeah, he's like the stage 4 symptom of patriarchy.
I gotta say, I thought it would feel a little bit better to like have been a tinfoil hat person yelling about all of this. I thought there would be like a little more, there isn't. It's just terrible that it's all true. So
correct. Yeah, absolutely.
But before we move on,
okay,
I do have to name one Epstein person.
You must.
That's why I started
because it's related to this.
It is.
Yeah.
So Deepak Chopra was in the Epstein files.
Shocking.
I did read through what is available about him being in it.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting and horrifying. And I think what strikes me, this is a little bit of a side note, forgive me, but I think what strikes me about a lot of the stuff that I've seen is the lack of care in these men, of like straight out saying why they enjoy pedophilia. Right,
exactly. Yeah, the sickness, like they're just absolutely sick.
And there isn't an amount of shame it's like write in an email.
Yeah, because they think they were among friends. They were among like people with similar views, and they felt safe to do that.
Exactly, but that there isn't that little voice. You know, like you have children, like you. Whatever. I won't go too far down there because I could keep going. But the thing why I'm bringing him up is because he would teach classes on goddess energy. I found many a clip. I considered playing one for you, but I just don't want his voice out in the world. I just can't. I feel like this sounds a little like weird, but like you and I never really liked him.
Mm-mm.
I'm not trying to be like, look at, we knew he sucked, but like I was never drawn to anything he did.
No, his energy always felt really flat and kind of dead to me. And when I tried to read his books, I DNF'd every single book of his I tried to read. And
yeah,
it always felt like he was trying to talk over me.
Yes.
Like he was overcomplicating things to sound smart. Like, you know, that guy. There's always that guy in a room.
Yeah.
That wants
Especially in the woohoo world.
Yeah, who
that's
like
common.
wants to sound smarter than you, or more enlightened, or more evolved, or blabbity blue than you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I just couldn't
blabbity blue than you.
I just couldn't do it.
I agree. So the reason that we're discussing this element of it is because those are the kinds of people who were teaching you about the divine feminine and goddess energy.
Correct.
Those people, him and a bunch of other people, have classes that you can hear their voices talking to you about it.
Yep.
And you have to think like these are men who were willing to, just to put it nicely, abuse women.
Abuse children.
Yep. Abuse women, abuse children.
Both. Right.
Yeah. Comma, 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 comma.
Right.
And talk to you about the women, women.
Right, tell you, a woman.
About the divine feminine and
how to be
goddesses.
A woman, how to connect to better, more like superior female energy. Right.
Yeah, and if you think that was for your benefit.
Correct.
You're wrong.
Right, and that's part of the this desensitization that was always happening under our noses.
Yes.
Like when people say it's not that deep, it's not that serious. Like I think what the Epstein files show really is how it's way deeper, but also how everything really is that deep. Like it really is. Everything really is that deep.
Yes, that should be on a shirt. I like that.
It really is that deep. And then anyone trying to tell you that it's not either wants you ignorant to how deep it is, or is too scared or too stupid to notice it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just when you start looking into it and seeing all the dots that are connecting just through these files alone, you start to see how it really, really, really is that deep.
I agree. Well said. Well said.
I mean, life touch. Never have I been more grateful to be a photographer at my children's school.
Yeah.
Than now.
The Wayfair thing was true. The Wayfair thing
was true. It was true. It was different than what the other people were trying to say.
Right.
But there was a seed of truth to it.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have drafted an email to my school, kids' school. To
Good.
Be when are you telling us who the new photographers are going to be? And why isn't it a local one anyway?
Right.
I mean, I know the answer, but I would like you to actually admit
Answer it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Deep breath.
It's all connected. It's all I was saying.
It is that deep and it's all connected. Right. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Agreed. And it's important. It's important to talk about and to hear. And I think, I watch the news every morning and there's nothing about it. And so that's why it's we do need to talk about it because it's not being talked about.
And let me say one more thing before you drag us off this path.
Go.
I will say, this is the benefit of doing the work, in quotes, if you're just listening, the work that we always talk about. We always say, if you start to work on this one thing, you'll start to see how it impacts across your life, right?
Yes.
So and I know that that's annoying to hear.
Because it also is that deep.
Because it's hard work, right? It's hard work and it's annoying and it's scary to do all that work. But if you're someone the reason why looking at the Epstein files and the horrors, is sort of maybe quote unquote easier for someone like you and me. Mm-hmm. It's not easier for us.
No.
But we're more willing to do it because we've done that in our own lives.
Yeah.
Right. So the work you do on yourself is the microcosm for the work that you need to do on the world. So if you're someone who can look introspectively, do the work on yourself, face your own shit, put the time and the energy and the effort in to improve yourself in your own life, when you then have to look at what's happening in the world, it's easier
Yes, because
you've already done it yourself.
Yes,
like
the microcosm of
right.
you.
You start to realize how everything is connected and how like, oh, this one thing's impacting everything. And then you start to look outside and you're like, oh, uncovering all this shit is really hard and scary and everything's connected and I didn't realize it. Now I'm going to have to do so much more digging.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I did that here.
I know how to do that work.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It'll be hard. It'll be hard work. So I have to now like apply it outward to everyone else. And it's a lot less control.
Right.
When you're applying it to the world.
It's way more frustrating.
Right. But like, but it's not like new territory.
Yeah.
That's my point. So like when you and I are always advocating for the work, it's because you're then prepared for all of the work.
And that's why we're always saying like, that's what real intuition is.
Correct.
Is the work.
Correct.
Not just talking to dead grandma.
Right. Feathers floating down.
Like that is so important. And also,
Correct.
I mean, just to take it a step further, why we kind of only want to hang out with people who also do the work.
Correct.
Because
I like, and not in a sense that I'm better than you or superior to you, but I'm already like 15 steps into it.
Yeah.
So like I can't explain it to you. Like I can't pull you down this path to get you to like understand or explain it. So like we're speaking essentially like different languages.
Yes. If you're not doing the work on yourself, your ignorance is going to get in the way of us connecting. Right? And like if you don't know something I know, that's different. I'm happy to teach you, both of us. Yes, we'll teach you. Hello, this is our podcast.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
Like, happy to do that. But if you're not doing work on yourself, like you're saying, you don't know that process. What is there? I can't teach you anything.
No, if you're actively, not only you're not doing the work, but you're actively avoiding it. Like you're running up against these like invisible brick walls of your own life. Like we can't talk. Like we can't connect. We can't hang out. Like because. Like I can see you running up against that brick wall.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
it's not gonna help you. And it's certainly just going to frustrate me. Yeah. So I just think a lot of listeners will relate to that feeling.
I agree.
And I just want you to give yourself permission to have that boundary. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's very draining to be around those people for me. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
While we're still being spicy, which will not end, so I don't know why I'm saying still. When we talk about goddesses, we use the term mythology. And when that term is used, something happens with people because you know how we always say words have power.
Correct.
People immediately go fake.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's just as real as what you consider Christian mythology.
Yep.
Jesus, every story about the disciple, like all of this is mythology.
Correct.
Maybe you believe it happened, maybe you don't believe it happened. I know different religions feel different way, different people are different, you know what I'm saying? But it's still mythology.
Correct.
Same as we talk about the goddess Freya, who was a Norse goddess, so it's Norse mythology. That is the same, you're taking it from the same place.
Correct.
But do you know what I'm saying? People disconnect. They're like, oh, this is Norse mythology or Greek mythology. So these are fakey stories that people believed a long time ago.
Right.
And I'm like, as you go ask Jesus for help, like, what are you talking about? It's the same thing.
It is the same thing, but it benefits Christianity to dispel or whatever, you know,
lesson.
To make this fake.
Yeah.
Because then there's no like competition between Norse mythology and Christian mythology. Right. Yes. Like it's like, that's what I mean when I say it's that deep.
Yes.
It is that fucking deep. Like it's not just like, oh, I read this in a story I heard about in elementary school, and so it's just this fable. It's mythology. No, like you're told these stories in certain ways so that they don't compete with your prevailing patriarchal religion that just happens to be like managing the way everything in our culture manifests.
100%. And if you have a woman figure like a goddess, on top of that, you have false stories.
Right, and then you
have lies.
Right, and then Christianity has to answer to why is this woman in charge? Why is it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's not patriarchy.
It doesn't fit the narrative of
Right.
patriarchy at all.
Correct.
Yeah. So again, it is that deep. That I should just name the episode.
It is that deep.
Freya, it is that deep. Yeah. So there you go. Okay. So she's a Norse goddess, as I mentioned. And I think you need to think of like Scandinavia. If some people will be like, what do you mean Norse?
Yes.
That area.
Right.
But also like back when this was happening, the country lines weren't drawn. Those are invisible lines that a patriarchal male drew. So yeah. Okay. If you're having trouble, it's okay. But Freya, her name translates to the lady. So there's different debates, which is going to be a theme of this because it's a woman. So her story has been told and retold and manipulated and skewed a million times. That she was actually not being called her name.
Okay.
It wasn't a name. It was just the lady.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
The lady.
The lady.
I mean, I feel like if someone called me that, it would be like in a condescending way. Like the lady over there. I am a lady in Scotland. I do have that.
Oh, that's true.
I would like to drop that in as many times as I can.
That's true.
I do have a little square footage of land that makes me a lady in Scotland. Yes. So
true.
Me and Freya, we're
the
connected.
ladies.
Yeah, exactly. I picked Freya for many a reason, but she was on my mind because at the time of recording, it was just recently Friday the 13th.
Correct.
And Friday the 13th is known in our culture as a bad luck day.
Yeah, I guess.
But originally, Friday the 13th was the day of the goddess. And it was a day of goddess in many different cultures.
Exactly.
Because 13 was an important, whatever. There's a whole history to that I could get into that could be its own episode.
The number 13, right.
Exactly. But there is debate again here. But this holiday represents Freya. Now, there was another goddess named Frigg, who is also celebrated at this time. And some people say Frigg and Freya were the same person. Because again, remember, they're saying the lady. So she could have also been Frigg.
Oh, okay.
Like we don't
her real
know.
Name. Okay.
And some people say these are two separate goddesses. Okay. There is not a defining thing. Because again, it's sort of like when we talked about Medusa. These are like figures that have transcended their own stories, and their stories get sort of shifted to the time that you're in.
Right. And they are passed down. So they change through cultures and time.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly right. So you have to keep that in mind.
Right.
But this was like a sacred day for Freya.
Right.
Okay. That's my interpretation of it. You might have a different one, and that's totally fine and allowed. Okay.
Sure.
But the bad luck thing was done on purpose.
Right.
To take that away. And I saw a lot of posts on Friday the 13th that was like the real meaning of Friday the 13th. And then they would name a battle because there were a lot of patriarchal war battles that happened on that day.
Oh, in Hawaii. Yeah.
Hawaii is one of them.
Yeah.
There's a long list. Yeah. So yeah, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
But and absolutely shout that out and celebrate, especially a place like Hawaii. Yes, of course.
I think I posted something that was like a day to like stab a colonizer in the neck.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's goddess energy in my opinion. Yes. But before that,
right,
it was the day of the goddess. And you know what? Every day is probably marking a terrible battle.
True.
So
that's true. That's true.
I mean, keep that in mind that this was done on purpose, and also draw the conclusion of all these wars happen, like terrible results happening for patriarchal males fighting.
Right.
And it was on Friday
this
the 13th.
Day. Right.
Weird.
Exactly.
Not really.
Not at all.
Not weird.
No,
it's called energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So when we talk about what goddesses represented, people get confused. And I understand, but it's just because you need to take the lens that you're looking through and shift it away from maybe how you've been taught about archangels. We have many episodes on archangels. Maybe how you've been taught about fae, maybe how you've been taught about gods. And understand that you have been manipulated, listener, into believing that female figures are simple and just not layered.
One-dimensional, right?
It's one-dimensional. That has never, in any culture that I have studied, been the case.
Correct.
In fact, gods will have much more simplistic things that they represent.
Correct.
Whereas women are so multifaceted, where you can represent, people get confused because like Persephone represents spring,
the underworld and spring
and new life and death. And they're like, how can that be? And it's like, well, because you're looking at it wrong.
Correct.
How many women in your life do you know that are just like one layer?
Yes. None.
No.
Right.
No. But we see this and then we think, well, then I'm supposed to just be one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as the spokesperson, self-appointed spokesperson of people who don't fit in any boxes,
right,
since they were born, really, I would just like to say that's bullshit. And that's patriarchy trying to control you. Because the thing that is so powerful about women and what real, true goddess energy is, are those layers.
Yeah, that like versatility and the complexity of women.
And I would just like to use an example. It's you. You're the goddess in my situation as the example.
Okay.
But just to show you, like the powerful women in your life, what real conversations are like. So yesterday, you and I were having a conversation, just like a couple of preps about this episode. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm talking about, Jamie. I don't always tell her ahead of time. Sometimes she comes in and has no idea.
That's true.
But sometimes I do that on purpose. Everything I do is on purpose.
That is true. That is true.
Okay. But this I wanted her to know. I wanted her to have a heads up on for a couple of reasons, which aren't important. But we were having a conversation about this and how we needed to talk about goddess energy and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we were talking about the goddess Freya. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we were talking about how goddess energy needs to be reframed. Mm-hmm. And you were telling me about the shirt you're currently wearing, which if you could just show the camera.
Changala Migra.
Which means fuck ice. And also has a cat on it.
Obviously, it's a cat.
Okay, right. Okay.
Knocking over a glass of ice.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you were telling me about that and how you're going to wear that shirt for this episode.
Correct.
So there's one layer of a woman, right?
Right.
But do you recall what you were doing when you were telling me this? Where you were going?
Oh, I was going to the store?
Because you were getting food. Because you were part of a meal train.
Correct.
To take care of someone, to bring them a meal.
Right. That's true.
Like, that's what goddess energy is.
Right, exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
completing a meal train in my fuck ice shirt.
Whilst swearing about the patriarchy.
Yes, correct.
But delivering like a home, like you home cooked the meal. You didn't pick it up at the store. You picked up
I made it.
Bread, I think.
I got bread and flowers.
You made eggplant parm, which is like your signature dish.
It is.
So you made your signature dish. And Jamie does not like to cook. So just adding this into the equation. You know what I mean? It's not like you were like, oh, I love cooking.
Yeah, I know.
But you did this for this person while saying that. And to me, that's
a good
women.
Point.
That's women.
That's a very good point.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Okay. That's what you actually, those are the women you know.
Yeah,
and then I know.
And the conversation right after was like, how do I put better boundaries up around this person in my life? This person has me by the throat.
Yes. And
how do I fix this?
But they have you by the throat because you're helping them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And also then you yelled at me that I had to go to the doctor.
That's true.
So like this is what it's like to be around women.
Right.
In its best form, in my opinion.
I agree.
And you were yelling at me to go to the doctor because you were nurturing me, but I needed it told to me, like, you didn't actually yell. You were just kind of like, no, you stop it. Yeah.
Agree.
Right. That's stop imagining it's like a goddess skipping through a field of flowers. It might be with her flower crown. I love a flower crown. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But she's skipping through plotting the death of a colonizer. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just to throw back to something you said earlier. Like,
right. I think it's such a good point though, actually. Like,
thank you.
About women, and like so many times in my life I have felt like that. Like, yes, I relate to being this type of person.
Yeah.
And then thinking, well, no, but then I'm also kind of like this.
Yeah. Right. The boxes don't make sense.
Or even that, like how I'm a double Cancer and how I'm like a nurturer and like a mother energy, but like there's
a lot of Scorpio.
So right. Exactly. Yeah. It's like the everything is so conflicting. And I think women in particular, I think everyone feels that way in this society.
Yeah.
Right. But women in particular feel like they have to be one way and be the best at that way and 100% that way. And that they're not ever told that they can be multifaceted or multidimensional and all these different things. And when you start to allow yourself to exist in different places and different parts of you, I think it's really powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I just told you I like to look like I just stepped off a dragon outfit-wise. But sometimes I like to wear like a flowy dress and skip through a field.
Right.
And I will not apologize or have to be defined by one of those things.
No, and one doesn't negate the other. Like one doesn't like the other, like doesn't make you less dragony because, you know what I mean?
Right. But we're taught as women, like you're just a character, like you're a supporting character in someone else's play. So you have to just be this one thing and play this one role. And none of the women in my life are that way. And I feel like if you wake up one day and it's like a flower crown day, then it should be a flower crown day and do it. And if the next day you wake up and it's a dragon rider day, then that's what it should be. Or if it switches halfway through the day or 20 minutes in, all normal and fine, and you should listen to it because that's just you being intuitive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Freya represents love, freedom, self-determination, fertility, asterisk, we'll go back to that, and female sexuality and female sexual freedom.
Gasp.
No wonder no one knows about her and her day is bad luck. Of course they're going to absolutely squash that. Of course.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
And when you do like deep dives on Freya, what you end up finding is like a lot of different opinion pieces supported by some evidence. Like we think this is what this means. So there will be some people who will tell you this is not true, Heather. Fine. They have the right to their opinion, I suppose. But when you see what she meant by sexual freedom, it very much meant like, you don't have to be in a relationship with a man.
Right.
Men can be with men. Women can be with women. You can have multiple partners.
You don't have to have a partner.
Exactly.
You could be independent.
Exactly.
Right.
So I feel like that's important to know that like
way but back they don't want us knowing that.
Norse
Why
mythology.
do they want women or men knowing that they don't have to live in the confines of heterosexuality and heteronormativity? Like why the patriarchy doesn't want that. They don't want us knowing that.
It'll cause a male loneliness epidemic, Jamie.
Oh, they got it anyways.
Okay.
Fuck. Jesus, don't even get me started.
So the asterisks about fertility, this is something we say all the time.
Yeah.
But this doesn't just mean having babies. This fertility meant kind of wealth
and abundance
and when you think of wealth and abundance, they weren't thinking of it in capitalistic terms. They were thinking of it in like having enough food, having good crops, like having good livestock,
right?
So that they could have a nice
community,
life.
Right? Exactly,
community,
right.
Yeah, that's what that meant,
right?
Like, yeah. It isn't all about women procreating. Freya didn't give a shit if you had a child or not.
Right.
She really didn't.
No.
She wasn't the one you called in if you were child rearing.
Right, exactly.
She was the one you called in if you were trying to express yourself, most likely.
Right.
Okay. I had to put this fact in about her because it was when I was thinking about which goddess to do. I thought, oh, maybe Freya, and I had a couple of other ones. And Freya's a little bit more difficult because there's not as much concrete info on her. But when I read that she had a chariot pulled by 2 cats, I knew we had to pick this one.
Yes, I love cats.
So if you haven't figured it out yet, Jamie has become a crazy cat lady in like the absolute best way.
Or if you're a longtime listener, it's like out of the blue.
I think
I think
there were breadcrumbs.
Maybe.
I don't really think for a feminist. Like, I mean, like a real feminist, not like a fakey white lady feminist, like a real one, to get into a cat lady phase. I act as the patriarchy's like falling. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like one of the, you remember the trend that was like the canon event?
Yes.
It's sort of.
Yes, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny then that you would mention the 2 cats because when I first got my cat, and not even a year ago, I used to say,
oh God, I can't wait for what
I used to say that she called me the lady.
Really?
Yes. Like we would joke about that. And I'd be like, because she doesn't know my name because she's a cat and she doesn't speak English. But like,
so she would think,
I'd be like, oh, where's the lady? Where's the lady who feeds me? Like, oh, there's the lady. Like she'll she'll like let me in the door. You know what I mean? And that's
some real Freya energy that you weren't even clocking that you were doing.
Exactly.
Well, can you tell the story of what your cat did yesterday and why it was significant?
Yeah.
Mackie?
Mac. I love her. I really do. I love her so much.
Just to remind you, she has a shirt on that has a cat on it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not the only shirt she has with a cat either. Don't even think that's
that's not true.
It's one of at least 5 that I've seen.
So on this day of recording, today is the Lunar New Year.
Yes. It's airing the week after.
Right. But recording today is the Lunar New Year.
Yes.
And so we are now, today is starting the year of the horse.
Yes. Fire horse.
Yes, the fire horse. And so yesterday the cat was like crazy and had the zoomies and was running around, and she was down in the basement. And we live in New England. It's freezing cold. There's been tons of snow.
Yep.
So the last thing we expected her to do was come like flying up the stairs through the little cat hole in the basement door and have with her a snake.
Yes.
Like she had a little gardener snake that she had, and she'd like killed it and brought it up to us like, here you go, the lady.
On the last day of the year of the snake.
So I texted Heather like a picture of Mac and the snake.
I just wrote like gross. Awesome. Yeah.
I mean, like,
I didn't need to see the snake.
Like no one, you don't really tell that story to everybody. Like no one will really get that.
Told it on the podcast.
Well, I mean, these are our people. They'll get it. You can't tell like regular people the story. They won't get it. But I was it's like interesting that Mac brought like on the last day of the year of the snake.
Literally.
She brings up a snake as like an offering.
Yes.
To the lady.
To the lady. You, Freya. See, we're both the lady. I told you. Okay. So the chariot of cats pulled, it's supposedly a gift from Zeus.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense with the chariot.
I guess. It's just like crossover.
Yes.
So you have to read into that. And there's lots of different opinions of what the cats represented, because most of them said that they were magical and that they were also male cats. And cats, the reason that one of the reasons they're connected to goddess energy is because they represent feminine power, usually like called divine feminine power. That term has become cringy, but again, that doesn't mean gendered anything. It has nothing to do with gender.
Correct. We've spoken about this
many times. I won't go into it again, but
it's not about gender.
It's not. So the fact that she had a chariot pulled by 2 cats, we think represented women's like feminine power. I'll say it that way. Okay. And the fact that they were male, they think represents like men supporting feminine power.
Right.
Okay. So if you're like, why would they want to erase this goddess? Reason number 2071
million.
Yes. I have a lot more to tell you about Freya, and we have a lot more to discuss. But I think we should end our episode here. Let everyone digest that.
Right.
Everyone sort of think about what it would look like if you got to see a powerful goddess riding in the sky in a chariot pulled by 2 badass cats.
Yeah.
One of them was Mac in a past life for sure. And just imagine that and like think about that until next week. And then I got a lot more to tell you.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll be back. Join us next week when we continue chatting about this topic.
Hey everyone, Heather and I have an ask for you. If you love this episode or if you love the IGG, can you do us a favor? We need you to go onto whatever platform you listen on and download, subscribe, like, love, whatever it's asking you to do. Can you go do those things for us on the platforms that you listen on? It would mean so much to us.
Thanks for listening to our episode. For a way to get in touch with us, please visit our website, intuitivegirlsguide.com. We love hearing your feedback on our episodes.